morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're watching this show, but welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa channel where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what is going on. And happy Tuesday! Who else is getting tacos today? I probably should, even though I had Chipotle yesterday, but I am going to get it, so I hope you enjoy those tacos, especially if it's taqueria style back in California. Man, I miss Mexican food out there. That was good food. But yeah, so what is going on today in the crypto space? Bitcoin is touching 93,000 right now. We are having a good pump. There is a lot of bullish news going on. Again, yesterday we talked about the catalysts going on with the Market Structure Act, and then we also have talks about the tariffs and then the Federal Reserve or Fed stuff going on. So those are catalyst points. But then also today we got news on Cynthia Loomis putting a bill to protect developers out there. So yeah, lots of bullish news to correlate with this price action going on right now. But what else is going on? The title does say like Bitcoin passports are official. Like, remember when we covered this like 2 years ago where El Salvador was offering like what was $1 million to get citizenship within El Salvador? And I guess the passports are finally here and people are showing them off on Twitter. The Bitcoin official or the Bitcoin office SV knocked it out of the park with the Bitcoin country passport. Now, what a creative and fun and practical idea. It's a great guide for visitors looking to explore El Salvador and discover the magic of a Bitcoin country for themselves. And is this for children in the comments out there? Would you pay $1 million for that? Well, to get 0% capital, because I live the Bitcoin lifestyle, why wouldn't I? But need that $1 million first. That's pretty cool. But then this actually led me to their actual Bitcoin office website. I was like, how have I not checked this out? They're showcasing the meme pool. We're looking at El Salvador's Bitcoin history. And this actually has a lot of great news if you're learning, like want to know more about the mempool. Because they have documentations in here on what is the mempool, why is the mempool explorer, what is blockchain. So this is actually a good site for useful information out there if you're still just learning and want to pick up some more information about Bitcoin and blockchain. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what else is happening in Twitter and Bitcoin news? Let's see. Justin, $15 billion BitYCO, announces he's meeting with central banks today to talk about Bitcoin. Mainstream interest in Bitcoin continues full steam ahead. And that's true. We're even hitting the mainstream media on the, what is it, the global rewards? Or what's that one thing that all the celebrities do? Wait, not that one. That here it was. Yes, so Golden Globes. That's what I was thinking of. Justin, singer Tiana Taylor spotted wearing a Satoshi Nakamoto jacket after the Golden Globes. Bitcoin is definitely going mainstream. And does she really know who Satoshi Nakamoto is anyways? I think someone said that. Or Satoshi Nakamoto's a designer. These celebs likely have no idea what they are wearing is associated with Bitcoin. That's probably true. And I just getting out of touch though with the pop culture side because I have no idea who this lady is. I really don't. But that is cool that she's wearing a Satoshi Nakamoto. The Bitcoin community will definitely see it and understand it. Wrestler world, who knows? But that's pretty cool seeing that. And what else is pretty cool too, just adoption wise, like this is happening in Kenya. It looks like Bitcoin use in Kiberia neighborhood of Nairobi. So yeah, they got the Bitcoin sign out there. They accept it. Bitcoin accepted here. And I love this news because again, like it's what Bitcoin was all about, like taking the unbanked people. Because I'm sure there's a lot of people in Africa who like never had a bank account before in their entire life. And Bitcoin is giving people the ability to be their own bank. So when I see more like adoption news, just like citizens accepting Bitcoin, they are changing their lives. And like it is doing what Bitcoin was intended for. We don't need the big man government telling us how to spend our money. It's like you can be in full control of your finances. So I love seeing this little piece here. And then again, my favorite news article though for adoption wise and not stifling innovation is just in. U.S. Senator Cynthia Loomis introduced a bill that would protect Bitcoin developers from being classified as money transmitters. This bill gives our developers the clarity they need to build for the future of digital finance without fear of prosecution. And that was a huge thing. It would stifle the innovation out there because again, like why would you want to build an application or something very cool that would like help a lot of people in the world just to be sued and taken to court or prison just for creating it? So this bill would definitely protect our developers out there to keep continuing to build, pardon my French, but cool shit out there. So yeah, so way to go, Cynthia Loomis. Let's get this bill passed, and that way we can keep developing for the future. Now let's dive into our first news article of the day on how Iran's rial collapses against the US dollar. Now, is Bitcoin emerging as an alternative? Probably. So let's read this article from Bitcoin Magazine. So Iran's national currency, the rial, has effectively collapsed, now trading at roughly 1.4 million rials per US dollar. So the Iran's national currency, the rial, has completely collapsed against the US dollar as the country's economic crisis worsens. The value of one rial is now worth $000 right now, so I guess you can't even put that number on there correctly. But on the open market, one US dollar now trades for roughly 1.4 million rials, a collapse that has erased decades of purchasing power and fueled widespread unrest. Now, the currency plunge isn't new, but the pace of decline in 2025 and early 2026 has been dramatic. Sanctions remain severe, oil revenues have shrunk, and political instability has driven investors and ordinary Iranians to seek alternatives to the rial and even to the US dollar. Now, with inflation soaring, prices on food, medicine, and basic goods have jumped sharply, forcing many families to spend a large share of income just to survive. Now, the official inflation rate climbed above 42% late last year through the actual cost for staples may be higher at this point. Now, the economic strain has spilled into the streets. Bazaar merchants and students have taken part in a protest across cities from Tehran to Isfahan and Shiraz, condemning both economic mismanagement and political repression. Now, in the capital of Tehran, traditional supporters of the theocratic government have openly turned against clerical leadership as conditions worsen. Now, these protests have led Iran to impose telecom blackouts and jam satellite services, prompting citizens to turn offline communication tools. Now, Bitcoin-focused apps like BitChat and Noctia enable secure messaging via Bluetooth and mesh networks without internet access, with Noctia specifically adapted for Iranian users. Now, here is the tweet from Bitcoin Magazine showcasing how Iran's currency has just collapsed and is now officially worth $0. Iran needs Bitcoin, and yes, they do. Not just Iran, the entire world needs Bitcoin, because again, like this is how you can escape the system, which has not been doing too good for us. So this is a way to escape that, live on our own, trust ourselves in the ability that just that we can succeed without them. But Iran does need Bitcoin. Against this backdrop, Bitcoin's profile in Iran has quietly risen long before the latest collapse. Crypto's adoption in the Middle East and North Africa was accelerating partly as a hedge against unstable local currencies and restrictive financial systems. Now, in the past weeks, reports, mainly those from blockchain analysis company Chainalysis, have highlighted that Bitcoin and crypto's role in the unrest. Now, state actors and private citizens alike have moved value through crypto channels, both to preserving savings and to evade the limitations of the rial and sanctioned banking system. Now, Chainalysis data shows Iranian-linked services moved more than $4 billion out in 2024, a jump of about 70% year over year. Now, Iranian centralized exchanges swelled with users looking to swap rials for any asset that holds value beyond the border. Now, industry voices are framing Bitcoin as more than just a financial curiosity. Some analysis and executives point to Bitcoin as an exit option for Iranians who see the rial's collapse as a failure of traditional money. And these narratives emphasize Bitcoin's fixed supply and global liquidity as shields against inflationary policies and external pressure. And I love that saying they just said there. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. Like people always like will try to go, well, when are you selling? Like get that back into cash. It's like cash isn't my exit plan. Bitcoin's the exit plan. If there's any extra cash I have, that goes into Bitcoin, and that's going to be stored and saved for the long haul. And if I need it, like we're getting so much adoption news, like it'll be so simple just to borrow against that at one point, where it's like, okay, it's sitting in my bank account. Oh, I can just borrow against that now. So, so Bitcoin is the exit strategy out there in the world. So if everyone's asking you, like, well, when you want to cash out, just like, why would I cash out into a dying system? No, Bitcoin is the system. So even so, obstacles remain, and Iran's government has maintained strict controls on digital finance, cracking down on unregistered mining and monitoring crypto platforms. Now, official policies often contradict private behavior, creating legal uncertainty for Iranians to use crypto as a safe haven. Now, it's times like these that points to why we need Bitcoin as a race. Now, Bitcoin stands out as the tool. It was created to be resilient, borderless, free, and censorship resistant, and this is why we need it. So yeah, we'll see if Iran makes that switch over there, because currently their fiat's done. So I'm not sure if it's going to come back. Has any currency, like actual fiat currency, when it's collapsed, ever come back? I don't think so, or I honestly just do not know. But yeah, so Bitcoin could be the emerging alternative over there. and I love seeing that. So that is our first article we have. Now let's talk about 21 shares bringing Bitcoin and gold ETPs to the London Stock Exchange. So if you don't know who 21 shares is, this is Jack Mallers' company, I think the Strike CEO, and he's kind of like the next, like he's probably, his company 21 shares is like the only one that's probably going to be able to compete with MicroStrategy, but they still got ways to catch up to them. But let's go through this article and hear a little bit about this new ETP in London. So 21 shares lists its bold Bitcoin Gold ETP on the LSE using risk-weighted rebalancing that has outperformed Bitcoin, gold, and a static 50-50 mix since 2017. So the Switzerland-based investment product provided 21 shares listed its Bitcoin and gold exchange-traded product, and they titled it Bold. Now, it's titled that on the London Stock Exchange on Tuesday, marking the first product on the venue to combine exposure to both Bitcoin and gold within a risk-managed structure. Now, 21 shares list in London. The listing follows the UK Financial Conduct Authority decision in October of 2025 to lift the restrictions on Bitcoin ETPs for professional investors, opening access for crypto-linked investment products in the UK market. Now, Bold combines Bitcoin and gold into a single physically backed product designed to capture Bitcoin's potential gains while also reducing the volatility through diversification with gold, according to the company. Now, the product has delivered a total return of 122.5% in GBP terms from its Swiss launch in April 2022 through the end of 2025, and that's including fees, according to the 21 shares. Now, this compares with returns of 111.3% for Bitcoin and 113% for gold over the same period. Now, Bold uses a monthly risk-weighted rebalancing approach based on 360-day inverse volatility rather than a static 50-50 allocation. Now, the less volatile asset receives a higher weight with the aim of maintaining equal risk exposure to both Bitcoin and gold rather than equal capital allocations, the company stated. Now, the monthly rebalancing process trims the stronger performing asset and increases exposure to the weaker one, according to the data from boldetf.com. Now, this mechanism has generated an additional 5 to 7% in excess returns per annum on average. And since the Bitcoin market peak in late 2017, the Bold Index has returned 450.3%, outperforming both Bitcoin and gold individually, as well as a static 50-50 allocation according to the company's data. Now, Bold is physically backed with gold custody provided by JP Morgan and Bitcoin held with Anchorage Digital Bank N.A. and Copper Technologies in Switzerland AG. Now, the product carries a total expense ratio of 0.65% and trades intraday. Now, the product is already listed on exchanges in Zurich, Frankfurt, Paris, Amsterdam, and Stockholm. Now, the London listing expands availability for institutional and professional investors seeking exposure to digital assets and gold in a regulated vehicle. Now, digital asset investment products recorded $454 million in net outflows last week, according to CoinShares data. Now, the pullback follows a 4-day streak of outflows totaling $1.3 billion, which has nearly erased the $1.5 billion of the inflows recorded during the first 2 trading days. Now, the shift appears tied to reduced expectations of a U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate cut in March, after recent macroeconomic data suggested inflation may remain more persistent than markets had anticipated, according to the market observers. So, are we going to get not so many rate cuts this coming year? Or I thought that was all about the Fed investigation. Is it kind of like the other thing? I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But this is 21 shares that's bringing another Bitcoin, technically product, to the markets out there. And this is for the London Stock Exchange. And they did say it was on 5 others out there. So that is it for all the Bitcoin news I have. Yeah, it's kind of going to be a quick day for news. I only got really like 4 or 5 articles for you, but that's everything I had to cover with Bitcoin. Just Iran's failing currency, and is Bitcoin going to emerge from that? We got Bitcoin passports in El Salvador. We got the global, how do I keep forgetting, the Golden Globe Awards, and the celebrities are wearing some Satoshi Nakamoto gear, even though they probably don't even know what it means. But like, there's a lot of bullish sentiment for Bitcoin right now. But that's everything we got covered there. Now let's talk about how the former New York Mayor Eric Adams launched a meme coin and then it plunged, it failed, or maybe he rug pulled it. So let's go through this article to hear about that. So the Solana-based New York City token briefly surged before plunging shortly after launch, with Eric Adams saying proceeds would fund education initiatives. So let's find out what happened. So Eric Adams has made the first major public move since leaving the New York City mayor's office, launching a New York City-themed crypto token aimed at addressing anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism. Now, in a post to X on Monday, Adams announced the launch of the NYC token with a link to a website that says it also aims to inspire the next wave of innovation in New York City. Now, I always say there are two types of Americans, those who live in New York and those who wish they could. I don't think anybody wishes they could. sorry. But Adams said in a video adding that we're about to change the game. If you can't make it to New York, we're going to bring New York to you. My mind's just going so on. It's like, are we going to get pee-covered streets and just horrible smells in the city? I'm sorry, New York just isn't bad. I'm sorry, New York. I'm sorry. But let's see. He's going to bring New York to you guys, suggesting that the NYC theme token was poised to take off like crazy, which it didn't. But here is us tweeting a little video about that. Proud to launch the Buy NYC token, a new token built to fight the rapid spread of anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism across the country and now New York City. And can we play this quick little video?
There you go, brother. All right, take care. I can't believe this. Thank you, sir. God bless you. Yo, Eric, is that you? Yes, it is, brother. How are you? New York is wild, man. You gotta fucking me out of my car. That's New York. I always say there are two types of Americans: those who live in New York and those who wish they could. Well, big moment? Yep, big moment. We're about to change the game. If you can't make it to New York, we're going to bring New York to you. $32, yeah? Cash or credit card? You got some of the New York City token? We'll get you some, brother. This thing is about to take off like crazy.
What an ad for that. It's going to take over the city, but I guess it did. Well, it did and it didn't. But in an interview with Fox Business, Adams explained that the proceeds from the NYC token would provide funding to nonprofits to raise awareness of anti-Semitism and anti-Americanism through education programs. It would also be used to fund education about blockchain and crypto and support scholarships for NYC students in underserved communities. Now, this is exactly what he said. So there's a wave of anti-Americanism that's sweeping not only in Ivy League college campuses, but in the cities. So the goal is, how do we use blockchain technology with this token? And a substantial amount of money raised from this token is going to fight those initiatives. So the token was a good idea. It's like it had a good backing, or what's the idea? It had a good, what am I trying to say? A good reason. Like, it was created for a good reason, but I guess it just didn't amount to it. So let's see. The NYC token plunges soon after it launched. So even though I had a good reason for creating the token, the new meme coin plunged. So Adam's new meme coin, however, saw a rocky launch. Dex Screener data shows that Solana-based token fell from 47 cents to 10 cents, roughly 30 minutes after launching, with the market cap falling from nearly $500 million to less than $110 million at the time of writing. So there are also unverified accusations that the team behind the token has intentionally removed liquidity, with crypto analysis Rune citing blockchain data suggesting investors have been scammed out of more than $3.4 million. Now, Cointelegraph tried to reach out to Adams for a comment, but didn't receive an immediate response. Now, the question remains over what's next for the NYC token. The NYC token website provides little information on the project's direction. The website's Buy NYC token and Read white paper buttons are currently do not work. And however, information on the tokenomics state that 40% of the NYC tokens are allocated to the community rewards, 25% to liquidity, 15% development, and the remaining 20% split between the marketing and the team. Now, the website also suggests that Adams may pursue more than a token launch, stating that we're creating a decentralized financial ecosystem that's as ambitious as the city itself. Now, NYC has shifted the direction. Adams left office on January 1st and was succeeded by Zohran Mamdani following the city's November election. Now, Adam was one of the most pro-crypto mayors in the U.S. when leading the mayor's office, or when leaving, and was well known for converting some of his earliest paychecks into crypto. Now, Mamdani, on the other end, however, adopts a far more anti-capitalist stance. a position that has drawn criticism from many in the crypto industry, with some warning that his leadership could drive tech talent out of the city, and it really may do so. But that's really what happened about the New York City token. If you're just curious about what's happening, because I know that's going to be a big topic today when crypto influencers are trying to come up with a title or a show. It's like I was wondering when I chose the El Salvador passport, but this is going to be talked about. So if you're seeing like those big clickbait words, Mir Adams, rug pull to meme, or meme coin, this is the official news behind that. So token plunged literally 400%. I'm not sure if it's going to come back. It had a good reason for it. It's going to fund education, anti-Semitism, anti-Americanism. It's going to fund a fight against that. So it was a good reasoning, but it looks like New York didn't take it off. So that is our New York Mayor Eric Adams NYC token. Now, let's see. What else do we have going on in the news? Let's go over to Italy. It looks like we're getting some rules for crypto influencers out there. So, do I stream in Italy? I don't think I have any platforms out there, but who knows? If you're watching on YouTube or Rumble out there, I may be in trouble. But Italy's market watchdog warns crypto influencers as ESMA tightens its rules on promotions. So the ESMA is a European Securities and Market Authority. So the Commission Nationale per la Società e la Borsa published a fact sheet from European Securities and Markets Authority on Tuesday, reminding influencers that the EU investment rules apply in the advertising of products like crypto. So Italy's Securities Commission has told social media finance influencers that promoting crypto tokens is not the same as advertising shoes or watches. The Consob notice called the call to action the so-called Fin influencers, claiming that their influence on retail investment behavior has become a concern for the European trading bloc financial watchdogs. Now, the notice covered posts promoting cryptos, contracts for difference, forex, futures, and other speculative products marked as a get-rich-quick opportunities. Now, the CONSOB treats crypto promotions as regulated investment advice. So even if you're just giving the facts, I guess it's considered promoting investment. Even though in all my videos, you look in the disclaimer box, it says this is not financial advice. We don't have any crystal ball to the future. It's like, I guess that's not going to cut it for this. But the ESMA fact sheet shared by CONSOB through its official channels on Tuesday makes it clear that promoting financial products online is not comparable to advertising consumer goods. Short disclaimers and statements like "this is not investment advice" do not protect influencers from legal responsibility, the Italian financial authority said. Now, posting investment recommendations, even in informal language, can qualify as a regulated investment advice under the new EU law. Moreover, telling followers what to buy or avoid may require authorization from a national regulator, the notice read. Now, according to the ESMA, disclaimers cannot supersede regulatory obligations on investments and recommendations or advertising. The public figures and influencers who advertise financial products without the watchdog's permission will be held accountable if their content is personalized or passed for directive advice. Now, the regulator warned that social media posts encouraging risky strategies can have negative consequences for retail audiences and inexperienced investors. Now, the ESMA and CONSOB insist that any compensation, gifts, or other benefits connected to promotions must be clearly disclosed. If you are not authorized to provide investment advice, do not provide personalized recommendations on what to buy, sell, or hold. Even publicly sharing your opinion about whether a stock or cryptocurrency will rise or fall, or promoting an investment strategy may be considered an investment recommendation to which specific rules may apply, and the CONSOB wrote in its statement. Now, some products mentioned include the CFDs, leveraged forex trades, certain crowdfunding investments, and cryptocurrencies, and any asset that would result in the loss of all investment capital. Now, the authorities explained that influencers are legally responsible for the content they publish, so any misleading, exaggerated, or reckless posts would lead to sanctions under the EU financial law. Now, Italy joins the European countries in its financial influence enforcement. The Italian notice fits into the European clampdown on online investment promotions, which ESMA first addressed in October of 2021. At the time, the EU markets watchdogs propounded that misleading social media posts and undisclosed conflicts could breach the market abuse regulation. And in serious circumstances, this kind of behavior could be seen as illegal investment advice or even market manipulation under the EU legislation. Now, individuals who break the rules can be fined up to 5 million euros, while institutions can be fined even more. So, that is quite a hefty fee just to be a crypto influencer in Italy. So, good thing I don't live there. But even though I am, 40% Italian? It's one of those guys. But in France, the Autorité des Marchés Franciers partnered with the advertising watchdog as well, the ARPP, in 2023 to launch a responsible influence certificate. Now, the program requires influencers promoting financial products, including crypto assets, to complete training and testing before working with the ARPP member brands. Now, over to the West, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission fined Kim Kardashian $1.26 million for promoting Ethereum Max tokens on Instagram without disclosing a $250,000 settlement for the advertisements. So, does this kind of link up with Mayor Adams' NYC meme token he created? Maybe that was kind of pushing it. So, Now, Consob strengthens domestic law after the MICA compliance deadline. So at the end of last year, Italy's Companies and Exchange Commission reported that the number of blocked investment websites had now topped 1,500, 6 years after the start of the enforcement period. Now, the CONSOB was granted authority back in 2019 to order internet service providers to block websites run by unregistered virtual asset service providers. Now, since then, the regulators has reportedly shut down 1,507 websites and blocked 763 individual web pages, taking the total number of blocked domains to 2,270 as of the start of 2026. Now, the CONSOB also reiterated upcoming regulatory deadlines for crypto service providers. Now, the ones that are operating in Italy, the VASPS is in the jurisdiction without the proper licensing, and they were allowed to continue issuing services until the end of December of last year. Now, in tandem with the EU's crypto law markets and crypto assets regulations. So just be aware if you're an influencer in Italy out there, you could be fined if you're promoting cryptocurrencies out there. They're going to say it's an investment, and then you could be fined 5 million euros. So just be careful out there if you're a crypto influencer. And just again, guys, as always, none of this is ever financial advice. We're just sharing the news and having a fun time in the process. Now let's move on to our last news article with the altcoin Monero. Looks like it's climbing to a new high of $687 as crypto surveillance tightens here. So the tightening KYC regulations and growing scrutiny on the digital economy are triggering more investor demand for privacy-preserving digital assets like Monero. So privacy-preserving cryptocurrency Monero surged to a new all-time high on Tuesday as tightening digital asset regulations contribute to the heightened investor demand for privacy coins. Now, Monero rose to a new all-time high above $687 on Tuesday, up around 14% rise over the past 24 hours, according to TradingView data. Now, Monero has gained roughly 45% in the past week, becoming the 12th largest crypto by market cap as the total market capitalization of privacy-focused coins rose by 3.5% and trading volume soared 32%, according to CoinMarketCap data. Now, privacy-focused cryptos have outperformed the wider cryptocurrency market during the past 3 months since the $19 billion crypto market crash in early October. Now, industry watchers are pointing to tightening the Know Your Customer, KYC, and the anti-money laundering rules as the main tailwinds driving investor demand. Now, privacy-focused coins outperform the broader market due to investor demand for financial confidentiality and spurred by the rising surveillance in the digital economy and increasing government scrutiny of crypto transactions. That was said by Narek Gevaragian, the founder and CEO of crypto portfolio management platform CoinStats. And he recently told Cointelegraph that the European Union is also set to ban privacy coins and anonymous crypto accounts from 2027 as part of its sweeping new AML regulations, which will prohibit crypto service providers from handling coins such as XRM or even Zcash. Now, crypto data platform warns of the overheating XMR investor sentiment. So, despite the positive price action, investors seeking a new entry point should consider the elevated levels of social media hype around XMR and warned crypto data platform sentiment on Tuesday that if you're looking for an entry point, consider doing so after the social hype and FOMO wear off slightly. So sentiment chart shows that XMR development activity has been falling since the beginning of January, while XMR social media dominance peaked on Sunday. So you gotta wait until that. They're saying to wait until this social just awareness like drops down, because you don't want to be ever buying on top of that, because these are when everyone's getting in. Now, Monero's closest privacy-focused rival is Zcash and has also experienced a sharp swing. The ZEC rose by around 12-fold from a yearly low of $48 to a high of $744 on November 7th. That was a month after the record $19 billion market crash. And then since then, though, Zcash has fell around 21% in the past week due to slowing development activity and recent governance dispute between Electric Coin Company, the main development team behind Zcash, and Bootstrap, the nonprofit supporting the protocol. So Monero is pumping right now. Zcash is having disputes, but yeah, so people are looking into privacy coins as we get more scrutiny out there. But again, if rules come out, don't expect your coin to be used on the exchange, because it will violate the AML laws out there. So it's still good to have for privacy if you want it in your own wallet, not ever sending it to the exchange, but you just want to keep your wallet private anyway. So that's a good coin to do it. So yeah, so that's the news on Monero climbing its new highs right now. Sentiment's really high at the moment. So again, just wait till the news wear off if you want an entry point on Monero. I would kind of wait even longer than that, but that's just me. But that is it for all the news I have for you. Let's take a look at our fear and greed index now, as we always end this off, and see where we're at. We're still at the same place as we were yesterday, 41 neutral, so we did not pass the fearful territory. People are still just being neutral about it, I guess, because the Bitcoin's price is at 93,000. Definitely, it's not going to push us into the fear territory. This is going to cause people to be greedy, go, ooh, the price is going, let me get in. Ethereum's at $3,100, XRP $2.09. That's been going down a little bit. BNB's at 919, and Solana 142. So that is it for the news I have for you guys. I hope everyone had a great day today. Some of you, if you guys are members of the Crypto Club, I will see you on today's class. I am hosting it, and today we're talking about just self-custody security. So like, how do we stay safe with self-custody? What are the rules, the do's and don'ts? And we're talking about hot wallets, cold wallets. If you're new to crypto, like, these are great classes to join by. And I didn't even have my thing on here, but it's scrolling down. If you want more information about our programs, or just want to be a part of a club, go to bitcoinben.io or text us at 941-413-8080. So everyone, have an awesome day today, and I'll either see you in class or tomorrow with some more crypto news. So peace out, guys.
What if I told you a truck driver cracked the code to building a crypto empire? Meet Bitcoin Ben. He went from driving 18-wheelers to creating 6 different ways for regular people to stack Bitcoin and build wealth. This isn't just another crypto course. This is a complete ecosystem where you earn while you learn. First up, the confidential bulk purchase program. Get Bitcoin at wholesale prices through group buying power. Then there's Home to HODL. Convert your home equity directly into Bitcoin instead of cash. Need funding? The Loans for Bitcoin program gets you the capital to buy more crypto. Want passive income? Private Key Capital puts your Bitcoin to work. Hungry for something different? Bitcoin Ben's tokenized beef lets you invest in real cattle backed by blockchain technology. And if you want to mine? Bitcoin Ben's mining program gets you started with the right equipment and knowledge. But here's the kicker. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club pays you to learn. Earn 10% on direct referrals, 5% on second level, 2% on third level. This might be the only membership where you make more than you pay. Ben went from 10 years behind the wheel to becoming the world's most unlikely crypto expert. Now he's sharing everything through live training, community events, and proven systems that work. Ready to stop watching from the sidelines? Join Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club today and start stacking sats while building your financial future. Your truck driving days are over. Your crypto empire starts now.